welcome back to Real Reviews. This is Cody Williams, and we're here to talk about the movie, The Shining. It is based on the novel from Stephen King, and it is directed by the maestro himself, Stanley Kubrick. I've always enjoyed this particular movie, but after finally reading the Stephen King novel for the first time last year, I seem to have a deeper appreciation for the story. As far as being faithful to the source material, the TV miniseries that released in the latter 90s did pretty good to translating the whole book to the small screen. The quality of it, however, is very questionable to say the least. This particular movie by Stanley Kubrick does omit a lot of stuff from the book, but somehow it works out in its favor. When you have two different storytelling mediums, such as books and film, they often clash with each other and some stuff can get lost in translation. What may work out in a book may not translate well to film. In this case, there are a lot of omissions from the novel, but the overall quality of the film is stupendous. Let's talk about it. The movie story follows a former teacher, now novelist, Jack Torrance, as he takes a job as a winter caretaker of the isolated Overlook Hotel and brings his wife Wendy and his son Danny along with him. Unbeknownst to everyone, Danny has a mysterious telepathic psychic ability known as The Shining and meets Dick Halloran, who is the cook of the Overlook Hotel, and warns Danny about the sinister hotel and to not ever go into the room 237. As days go by, Danny suffers from nightmare visions while his father, Jack, starts going through neurotic psychosis, turning more and more aggressive to the point that Danny and Wendy are convinced that he may try to put their lives in danger. What is there not to like about this movie? It's perfectly splendid by anyone's accounts, whether you're a fan of horror movies or just simply have a deep appreciation for film itself. For it to be a horror movie, it does classify itself into the subgenres of being a psychological horror flick and also being a ghost story, so to speak. It's literally a perfect concoction of both worlds in this manner. It is a slow burn of a movie with an allotted runtime of 2 hours and a half, but as we settled into the Overlook Hotel with our lead characters, strange things slowly transition into fruition, whether it be Jack Torrance slowly losing his sanity, or when we get paranormal activity from the past residents of the hotel itself. In this case, I welcome the movie to take its loving time to serenade us with a beautifully well-written story. The movie's biggest standout is the acting by Jack Nicholson for the character of Jack Torrance. He's one of my favorite dynamic actors of all time, ranging from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest to Batman. But I do have to say that this particular movie is his best accomplishment to date. I may get some flack for this, but I thought Shelley Duvall was a perfect casting choice for Wendy. I'm not exactly sure how true this is, but I've heard that Stanley Kubrick emotionally wore her out with many different takes to get the desired performances. Simply said, Shelley Duvall is flat out amazing in this movie with her character, who can be equally appreciated by everyone. The child actor Danny Lloyd was also amazing, and he has some great scenes with Scatman Crothers' character of Dick Halloran. Both of their characters share great chemistry together when they share scenes with each other. Speaking of characters, I feel that the sinister Overlook Hotel is somewhat of a character of its own, being how prominent it is with its frightening past, which the book helps elaborate. If you haven't yet read the book, please do so. It's easily one of my favorite stories from Stephen King. The Shining is not like your typical horror movie that has a plethora of jump scares. It is mainly utilized by the wondrous use of suspense and containing a dreadful atmosphere, while the film's creepy soundtrack caters to that factor. Watching this movie is bound to keep you on the edge of your seat in terror. It's not overly scary by any means, however, it can be quite unsettling at times. I would say that this movie is more atmospheric horror than anything else. While watching this well-crafted movie, you're completely immersed in a world where you can easily invest your undivided attention and completely lose track of time. It's that good. One thing I really admire about this movie is the ambiguous ending that leaves food for thought once the credits roll. I don't know, but I just love it when a movie ends on a mysterious note and leaves the viewer to fill in the rest of the story with the power of imagination. This is what makes the movie to have a copious amount of rewatchability. You may pick up on things and spot something new you may not have noticed on your first viewing. The more times you watch this particular movie, you will have a more deeper understanding of the enriching story. The attention and detail that went into making this movie is something spectacular. After watching this wonderful movie countless of times, I can easily say that The Shining is a cinematic masterpiece and that there are no imperfections with it. Everything about this movie is truly fantastic, and I consider it a staple film to watch during the Halloween season. It's not limited to just Halloween, but it can be equally appreciated year-round as it is a timeless classic for the ages. I give this movie an A+. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Keep up with my real reviews.